Hello everyone, Pinder Productions here, and today we are going to Silverstone for the British Grand Prix for Career Mode episode 30, I think it is. And we have an R&D event.
But I do think we need to push harder one step ahead. Here's the report.
So it looks like Williams has made some upgrades. We're still ahead of McLaren Honda, but we have fallen behind Williams. After practice, here are the extra career resource points that I have. And then obviously we're getting 0 for these. I don't understand what they're about. So it looks like I have a new rival. I wonder who it will be. And we have Sebastian Vettel for a rival. That's just great because I don't think I'm going to be able to beat him, because Ferrari are way more competitive than Force India, and we don't have enough resource points to get the drag upgrade that I want to, so we'll have to do that after the one-shot quali, which I will be doing on the soft compound tyre. So here we go around the final corner to start our lap, and we are off to a good start on this straight line, obviously being with the Mercedes power unit, but I'm not doing so well in the first couple of corners here. Down into P18, back up into P12 though, through turn 3 I think that is. But by the final couple of corners I'm up into P7, which is right on where the team wants me to be. So through the final corner and across the line.
Sorry about that. Just wasn't our day.
Oh, P8. Oh dear. One position out.
The grid is all set then for the race tomorrow. But before we go, let's quickly remind ourselves of our top 3.
But we just about beat my teammate. So Rosberg, Hamilton and Ricciardo are up there in the top 3. Just got to get a good start in the race, really, and then we'll see what happens from there, I guess. But before that, let's see how many resource points we have, and if we should have enough for the drag upgrade. So we've got 612. I think that's enough. I think we need about 500 and something to get the drag upgrade. Rivalry update, Sebastian Vettel is way in the lead for that one. Driver position, going to be down 1 obviously because, oh no, and then back up 1. So basically in the same position we started in. And can we make our, yes we can make our drag upgrade, let's do that. I think I might need to start doing the 2 sessions.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. Nico Rosberg will start his silver arrow from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Ricciardo, Verstappen, Kimi Raikkonen and Vettel.
So here is our race strategy. It doesn't look like it is actually going to rain, but I'm going softs and then pitting about lap 5 I think it was for mediums. But here we go for the start of the race. Going to put it out to the outside lane and overtake Sebastian Vettel, which is good for our rivalry, and I'm overtaking, or having a go at overtaking Bottas, not quite making the move. He got me up the inside line, but I'm going to try and go up the inside, but there's just not enough room right now, so I'm going to just stick it behind Bottas, see if I can make the move up here before what would be a DRS zone if DRS was active, but it's not, and I've made a move up into P6, which is good. Already made up 2 positions off the start, and coming now into turn 4. I really don't know what number the turn is, 4 or 5. I'm just guessing right now, but we're right behind Max Verstappen here, and we have a good gap to Bottas behind us. So let's see what we can do on this first lap, see if we can actually overtake Verstappen, or if he's just gonna run away from us because of the better aero and everything that the Red Bull has, obviously. But we'll see what we can do. Gonna go onto the team radio here by accident, I think it was. Yeah, it was by accident. Didn't mean to press that button at the time. Not getting the best lines through Cops, Maggots and Beckett's there. Not quite as good as my qualifying run through there, to be honest, which I didn't show. Probably should have done that because I was quite proud of the lines I took through there in qualifying. And it looks like Verstappen is getting away from us, which isn't such a good thing in our position, although we have moved up 2 positions and we're in a points paying position, which is a good place to be in for Force India. It's about as competitive as we can get, really, compared to the top 3 teams being ahead of us besides Vettel. So it is a good position to be in, and we're ahead of Williams, which is another good place to be. So let's see how the race unfolds. We are on lap 3 now, exiting Cops, Maggots and Beckett's and that section of corners, and we have both Bottas and Vettel right behind me in the slipstream. They're going to try and make a move. I believe they'll have DRS here. Yes, they will, because it's lap 3. But I've managed to keep the position. I'm doing some good lines right now. Really defensive racing, keeping it up in rich mix here. Going to try and keep the position into the sort of final chicane parts here, and then the final corner as well. There's no DRS for them here to try and overtake me as we go on to lap 4 on this straight. They're talking about a possible storm front appearing at some point. Pit window is open, which is good. And the grid box shows that my teammate is not in the pit, so will not be double stacking, although I am ahead of him. And I think I plan to pit end of this lap, end of next lap, something like that, as we come towards the DRS zone now. I've put it up into rich mix once again to try and keep ahead of Bottas and Sebastian Vettel, try and keep from being overtaken here. Gonna go towards the inside so they don't overtake me, but I'm having to go outside a little bit, and I'm running wide. No, this is not good. I've messed it up a little bit, and they're trying really close. You can see Bottas in the left rear view mirror there, getting really close, but I've got the legs on him right now up through the old pit lane, although he is keeping close to me, and he's gaining in the slipstream down into, I can't remember the name of this corner, and coming up to Maggots, Beckett's and Cops and everything around here. We go through down into 7th gear, down into 6th gear. They're going to have DRS, both of them are. I've just got to defend my hardest and hope for the best. Putting it up into rich mix on the exit of that corner there. And we go under the bridge now as they are right in my slipstream. Oh, this is going to be close. Everybody's just piling up towards me. But I've kept the position. Looks like Vettel's made the move on Bottas here. And I'm going into the pits for my stop. My only stop of the race. I'm slowing down already. I've got auto thingy on, but I'm trying to hold them up, and then none of them have followed me in. That's great. So I've got the pit stop now. This is such a slow pit lane. It's because if it was later, like if the pit lane limiter started late, it would be quicker to go through the pit lane apparently, which is crazy. So they have to start it really early there to stop you gaining time and just racing through the pit lane to overtake people, which is quite funny really if you think about it. The high speed that the cars go around there, because the pit lane is so much tighter here, you've got to stop early so that you don't overtake people through the pit lane. But I am now down into last place, although that means I am the only person really who's pitted in the race, and we have Kimi Raikkonen ahead of us. So obviously he's pitted, but he was ahead of us anyway. So Kimi Raikkonen, me and I are behind Verline, which is a good position to be in. And my engineer thinks that the conditions will remain dry. You can see a slight blue crack in the sky up there in the top right by the timing board, so it looks like the weather is going to improve. So now at the end of lap 5 we come towards the pit lane, and you can see lots of cars have gone into the pits a lap after me, so hopefully the undercut will have worked for me at Silverstone. So we come along the pit lane now. You can see some cars are exiting here, so we've got to have to try and get past all of them, and there you can see Vettel has got the jump on me. He's got up into P13, I'm down in P14, so it looks like he's overtaken me with the overcut, and I've lost time to him, which isn't too great, although it looked like he was going to overtake me anyway if I'd stayed out, so possibly a good thing. And now we have DRS on him to overtake here, up into rich mix as well, getting in the slipstream, gaining under the bridge there, and into the braking zone. Can we do it? Can we pull off the move side by side into the corner? And I've made the move up into P13. Dramatic move there for many points in P13 that you don't actually get for P13, but obviously other cars still have to pit ahead of us. So up into P13, back ahead of Sebastian Vettel, and it looks like this race is going well, although we have lost time obviously probably to Bottas. I think if he's ahead of Vettel, if he was ahead of Vettel, then we've lost time to him. Otherwise we are still ahead of Bottas, which is a good position to be in. And as I said earlier, more people need to pit, and on the end of lap 6 we are moving up positions. Vettel is still right behind me, and here we come out ahead of Jenson Button there in the McLaren, and behind Valtteri Bottas. You can see him there. He stayed out an extra 2 laps, so he got an amazing overcut on both me and Sebastian Vettel, as Button must have got an amazing overcut to get up into P8 there, although I have moved down a couple of positions. So I don't know if he was there or not, or where he was at the start of the race. I can't actually remember, but it looks like Button has done well, and he's right behind me now, so it looks like we're going to have to fight off from Button, possibly, if not hopefully attack Bottas, so we'll see what happens. But it looks like the sky has cleared up quite a lot here. We're all on the medium tyre, fairly new medium tyres. Mine will be older towards the end, obviously, than everybody else's, going up through whatever corner this is, through the Maggots, Becketts and Copse and all that sort of section here, as we all know. Fast right, and then through to the left, braking obviously for each corner, and then down into 5th gear, up into Richmond. And we have DRS on Bottas, but we're quite far back, so I'm not sure if we'll be able to make a move, although it does help to keep us ahead of Jenson Button there behind us, as he was at Monaco this year, 2017, for one race. I don't know if he'll come back again later in the season, and I get a little bit of a fishtail on at the exit of that corner, and it allows Button to make large gains on us, and he's got 2 full arrows there to show his proximity. In the left hand mirror you can see him just there under my rear wing. He's right behind me as we go quickly through turn 1. That's the best line I've done through turn 1 all race, I think. And now braking into turn 2 or 3 here. I can't remember which corner is which at Silverstone, to be perfectly honest. I don't know how many turn 1 is made up of 2. Yeah. Anyway, up into the DRS zone. We don't have DRS, but Button will have DRS on us, it looks like. Yes, he will. And I have rich mix. That's all I have to keep me ahead of Jenson Button, and a faster engine as well over the Honda. And we are still ahead of the McLaren of Jenson Button here on lap 8. Is this going to go on for... This is going to go on all race, isn't it? Unless he overtakes me or something. But we've kept ahead for now, so this is good. There are no proximity arrows to be seen. At the start of lap 9, Button is right back up behind me, and we've overtaken Bottas, who's just gone into the pits, so it looks like he must have stayed out all that time. And we're up into P5. Oh, no, Bottas is still out. Well, somebody ahead pitted. I think it might have been Raikkonen then. Raikkonen pitted, so we're up into P5. It looks like he went to do a 2-stop, pitting really early. And we're, like I said, up into P5, but Button is still right behind us as we got a bad exit out of a couple of turns ago. But we're up into Rich Mix on the straight here under the bridge. He's really close, right up my gearbox, and I've kept the position so far, but I'm going wide. He's going to take to the inside line, but there's not enough room for him. And he's going to try around the right hand side going up the inside, but he still can't do that. I've kept the position up through the corners there, basically. Lost my trail of thought. And through into Copse, Maggots and Becketts. It looks like he's really close, and it wasn't the start of lap 9, it was the start of lap 10, end of lap 9, that Raikkonen pitted. Made a mistake there slightly as we exit Copse, Maggots, Becketts here, going up into Rich Mix for the straight to try and keep ahead of Button, who will have DRS on me here. You can see the proximity arrows as he moves to the left hand side to try and make a move up the outside, and he's right close. I can't see him. There he is. You can see his wheel, but I've kept the move, kept the inside line, and I'm still in P5. This is tense racing between me and Button here. Really close stuff. On lap 12 now, it looks like Vettel has overtaken Button. He's going to try and make a move. I've outbraked myself, I've gone deep, and looks like it's going to allow Vettel through and possibly Button, but no, I've kept the position away from him. I'm going to try and overtake Vettel into the final couple of corners here, and it looks like I have made the move. Going to try and give him a little bit of space there, but he has conceded P5 for me, so back up into P5 for this final lap. It looks like it's going to be close here, obviously, with Vettel and Button right behind me, going to try and take every opportunity they can get to overtake me for P5. Really hard fighting going on here. You can see Vettel right up close there with the proximity arrow and in my left hand mirror there. Looking back quickly, just having a glance at how close he is. Going to put it up into Rich Mix for probably most of this lap, as we have enough fuel and we really need to keep ahead. He's in our slipstream, he's gaining. He's moving to the outside as I move to the inside. Now he's moved to the inside. We've all really close, 3 close drivers here, right in within a second of each other, at least 3, if not 4. There's a large train forming up behind me. Obviously I'm going too slowly on my old tyres for them. Just got to hold this position down into 7th gear through that corner there, and as we go we got slow acceleration, and you can see Vettel moving left and right, trying to find as many gaps as possible to overtake us. down into P4, going to allow him through by accident. No, I'm going to put it up into Rich Mix, get a slipstream on him, try and overtake him into the next corner here at the end of the straight. Can I do it? Can I do it? Down into 5th gear. No, he's braking later than me and he's done it, and I've gone wide as well. Does that make me vulnerable to Button? No, it doesn't, luckily, but I've lost the position. P6, still made up like 3 positions there off the start. No, 2. I started in P8, so I made up 2 positions overall. Not terrible. P5? What? He must have had it. Oh, did he have a penalty? I suppose we'll see after the podium.
Fantastic victory for the Silver Arrows. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
The difference was clearly in the strategy. You could tell they'd done a lot of work on the pit wall to really optimise each stint and get the most out of the tyres. And it highlights just how much of a team sport this really is. But credit to the driver as well, though. There's no good having a well-oiled machine behind the scenes without a talented hand on the wheel, of course.
Well, this is it. This is where they all want to be. Here come the top 3 then, out onto the podium after a fascinating Grand Prix.
Nico Rosberg. How did he end up so far down? What? Bottas ended up on the podium, as you can see, along with Max Verstappen. Where's Ricardo gone? Ricardo's just vanished off the face of the earth there. I know he's gone to P15. He didn't have a good race then, obviously. Unlike ours. Sergio Perez also in the points in P8 there, so he's moved up a position at least. And you can see only Pascal Wehrlein and Marcus Ericsson on the incidents thing. So what happened to Rosberg there? I have no idea. Anyway, Drivers' Championship, I'm still in P5 ahead of Verstappen and Raikkonen. Obviously Verstappen gains on me with his P2 in the race, and Kimi Raikkonen has lost out to Verstappen there. And as you can see, Force India keeping their strong P4 in the Constructors' Championship, which is good to see for the team, keeping ahead of Williams there. And now we have our resource points. Obviously not enough. I think I'll have to do 2 practice sessions because the upgrades are going to start costing more from now on, and doing just the 1 isn't going to be enough, and I'm struggling to do the tyre wear at the moment on the Force India, so we are going to have to do some upgrades in regards to that to improve that. We've got 3 +1s, obviously we can't +1 anymore. There's the career score, and this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a like, comment below, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I will see you next time. Bye.